Imagine you're wandering around the back alleys of the internet. Like you're really far away from the polished algorithms of your main feed.
Right, way off the beaten path.
Exactly. And you stumble onto this YouTube channel. It's called Checkbook Stripper, which, quite a name.
Oh, absolutely.
And it has exactly 5 subscribers, just 19 videos. So with a name like that and those numbers, you're probably expecting, what, shaky smartphone footage?
Yeah, like random clips filmed on a potato.
Right. But you click play, and instead you are just hit with this sprawling, hyper-detailed, AI-generated cinematic universe.
And, we are not talking about that blurry, abstract AI art that you sometimes see.
No, not at all.
We're talking about billion-dollar Hollywood aesthetics here, like 8K resolution, volumetric fog, completely consistent characters, and a lore so incredibly deep that it has its own cosmic corporate overlord.
It's wild. You walk in expecting absolute amateur chaos, and you are immediately immersed in this meticulously crafted reality.
You really are.
So, okay, let's unpack this, because that is exactly our mission for today's deep dive. We're going to figure out how someone is using cutting-edge tech to build this absurdly detailed world.
Yeah, and we'll analyze the psychology of its characters, which is surprisingly positive.
Super positive. And we're going to explore what it means for all of us when an internet, nobody can suddenly just, generate their own custom blockbuster franchise.
It's a huge shift.
It really is. But before we even get to the characters, I just need to understand how a 5-subscriber channel is producing visuals that look like they belong in a movie theater.
Well, it all comes down to how the creator is communicating with the AI. You have to think of an AI image generator like a brilliant but incredibly literal-minded actor, like an actor who speaks a slightly different language. If you just tell the AI to, make a cool sci-fi bar, it's going to give you something pretty generic.
Right.
So to get this level of fidelity, the creator's underlying prompt structure has to be intensely technical. They are demanding really specific photography metrics.
Yeah, I was actually looking through the source notes for this deep dive, and they aren't just typing like cool lighting.
No, not at all.
They're typing things like 85mm lens shot at f1.8 and Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah.
But I mean, how does typing f1.8 actually manipulate the system? Like, why does that matter?
Right. So by demanding an f1.8 aperture, the creator is basically forcing the AI to simulate a very shallow depth of field.
Oh.
It makes the subject razor sharp while, heavily blurring the background. And that's a classic, very expensive cinematic technique.
Ah, so it kind of subconsciously tricks our brains.
Exactly. When you see that specific blur, your brain immediately categorizes what you're looking at as prestige television or a high-budget film. It doesn't look like a cheap internet meme.
That makes total sense. And then you add in that volumetric fog they prompt, for which, if I understand it right, just means fog that actually reacts to light in 3D space, right?
Yeah, it scatters the light. It gives you this incredibly atmospheric, moody environment.
So they're basically engineering high-budget cinematography just with text.
Completely.
And they are using all of this massive, cutting-edge technological power to render an older guy in a floral sarong.
Yeah, which is just the best part.
It's so funny.
This whole universe is entirely anchored by its protagonist, this character named Trouz.
Yeah.
And from a technical standpoint, what makes Trouz actually work in the AI is how strictly defined his visual anchor points are.
He really is specific. Like, he's this muscular, tanned older man.
Right.
He's got this sun-bleached gray top-knot bun, a thick white beard, and a U.S. Marine Corps tattoo on his arm.
And he's always wearing those gold aviator sunglasses.
Yes. The aviators and that thick gold chain with the $ pendant.
That specificity is crucial, though. When the prompt dictates exactly how the sunglasses reflect light or, the exact placement of that marine tattoo, it gives the AI strict boundaries.
So he looks like the exact same guy every time.
Precisely. It allows Trouz to remain perfectly consistent whether he's standing in a gritty cyberpunk city or just chilling on a tropical beach.
And his outfits are just incredible. I mean, sometimes he's wearing a purple stringer tank top, like an old school bodybuilder.
Oh, yeah.
And other times he's literally just shirtless in a black hibiscus print floral sarong.
Which is quite the look.
It really is. But Trouz doesn't travel alone. And this is where the character design really threw me for a loop.
Oh, for sure.
His primary companion is named Xeno. And Xeno is a literal xenomorph.
Like the sleek, terrifying, double-jawed black alien from the classic Alien movie franchise.
Exactly. The scariest alien in cinema history. But instead of, hunting people through air ducts, the xenomorph wears a little pink unicorn pin.
It's so absurd.
It is. He smokes a massive cigar. He drinks colorful martinis. And according to the actual scripts the creator writes for the videos, he speaks with the voice of a drunk Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, which is...
I mean, how does that even work psychologically? You have one of the most iconic cinematic monsters ever, and he's just a guy at the bar.
What's fascinating here is the absolute subversion of expectation. I mean, the humor stems directly from the contrast between how intimidating these characters look on paper.
Right, a massive tattooed veteran and a lethal alien.
Exactly. The contrast between that and how incredibly chill they actually are.
Yeah.
There is zero existential dread in this universe.
None at all.
They are calm, they're confident, and they're endlessly amused by each other.
And rounding out the trio is Trixie, the bartender.
Oh, Trixie.
Who is a hobbit. Like, she looks like a variant of Bill Ramsey or sometimes Zendaya, but with pointed ears, curly brown hair, a green tunic, and this worn leather apron.
It's brilliant.
It's like the ultimate intergalactic buddy comedy. It's like the Big Lebowski completely collided with the cantina scene in Star Wars.
That's a perfect analogy. Their entire psychological makeup revolves around positive vibes, laughing, and as they put it in the scripts, getting lit.
Yeah.
They aren't trying to save the world. They are really just trying to enjoy their Tuesday.
Right. But having cool, relaxed characters is really only half the battle. Because if you drop a guy in a sarong and a xenomorph into just a generic blank white room, the joke dies immediately.
Oh, totally. It would fall flat.
The vibe is always dictated by the environment.
I love that part when you stab that nerd with the paper cutter.
This is where the world building gets surprisingly intricate. Because the foundational rule of this universe's lore is that in Trouz's future, the 7-Eleven Corporation owns absolutely everything.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Out of all the dystopian sci-fi mega corporations they could have invented, like Weyland-Yutani or Cyberdyne, they chose 7-Eleven. Like, why?
Because it elevates peak late-night neon-lit stoner culture to galactic dominance.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Right. It's the perfect setting for characters whose main goal is just hanging out. And alongside that 7-Eleven monopoly, another foundational rule is that pot is universally legal across the entire universe.
Which perfectly explains their consumables, because they have these recurring universe-specific brands that show up in every single video.
Right, they do.
There's Nebula Perp, which is the smoke of choice for all the characters. And then there's Nebula Sip.
Yeah, Nebula Sip is the recurring whiskey brand, and the AI is prompted to hide it literally everywhere.
Really? Everywhere?
Oh, yeah. You'll see bottles of it in the background of a Hobbit tavern in the Shire, or just sitting on the console of a spaceship. And the label even features a tiny marijuana leaf icon if you look closely.
Wow. That perfectly sets the scene for one of their main recurring locations, which is the spaceship party.
Such a great scene.
It's crazy. Imagine this hyper-realistic shot. Trouz and Xeno are sitting in the cockpit of a Star Wars TIE fighter.
Right.
And they are flying through this intensely colorful, glowing space nebula. The cockpit is covered in confetti, shot glasses, and bottles of Nebula Sip.
Naturally.
And the holographic displays on the dashboard, they don't show navigation data or targeting computers. They show that the ship is traveling at Mach 420 and their destination is locked in as the alien strip club.
It is a highly orchestrated visual joke. But if you look closer, there's actually a real narrative architecture holding it together.
What do you mean?
Well, in the scripts for that specific TIE fighter scene, Xeno is actually complaining that his jaw is killing him from nonstop mewing because the Nebula Sip got him too twisted.
Okay. For anyone listening who hasn't been subjected to deep internet TikTok trends lately, can you translate that? What exactly is mewing?
Right. So mewing is an internet trend where people press their tongue to the roof of their mouth to try and artificially sculpt a sharper jawline.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it became a massive meme among teenagers.
So you have this terrifying acid-blooded alien with literally 2 sets of jaws complaining about a TikTok jawline trend because he drank too much fictional space whiskey.
Exactly.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting for me. I was looking at all this, the Mach 420, the Nebula Perp, the 7-Eleven lore, and I had to ask myself, is this just a convenient excuse for a string of endless party jokes, or does it serve a bigger purpose?
That's a great question.
Because I'd argue it's actually the strict consistency of these inside jokes that grounds the absurdity. Like, it rewards you as the viewer for actually paying attention.
You're exactly right. Because these recurring Easter eggs, they basically function as psychological anchors. The Mach 420 speed limit, the omnipresent 7-Eleven ownership, they act as unbreakable laws of physics for this specific universe.
So it's not just random chaos.
Exactly. By establishing these rules and never breaking them, the creator has engineered a completely safe, consequence-free reality.
A digital sanctuary.
Precisely. It is a structured playground. They never have to worry about the real world because their world has its own hilarious, self-contained laws. And the creator builds up the mythology of this sanctuary, not just through the scenes themselves, but through these elaborate AI-generated movie posters.
Oh man, the posters are incredible. They apply those $200 million blockbuster technical specs to flesh out Trouz's storyline across all these different eras.
Yeah, they are stunning.
There's a poster for Trouz, which is this gritty, hyper-realistic 1980s action movie aesthetic. You have flying glass shards, dramatic shadows, gunmen in the background, and it's just Trouz standing in the middle, completely unbothered.
He's just so chill.
Always. There's Deep Space Trouz, there's Viking Trouz, engaged in bloody combat.
But my personal favorite has to be the Trouzinator.
Oh, that one is so good.
It places him into a Terminator-style movie poster, right? So it makes him a part humanoid robot. And there's this tiny, brilliant subtitle at the very bottom that just reads, "I brought him back from 1986.
The humor is so layered, they even put him in Trials of the Walking Dead.
Oh, right.
It's this high-stakes zombie apocalypse poster, rendered with really heavy ink line work, hordes of zombies everywhere. But as a hidden inside joke, the prompt specifically requires the AI to hide a small marijuana leaf somewhere in the carnage.
Of course it does.
And then there's the Mormon Slayer poster.
Oh, yes, the Mormon Slayer.
And just as a quick aside for whoever is listening to us right now, we are just looking at the source material here. We aren't endorsing any of this or taking sides on the very real, very controversial figures involved. We're just, neutrally exploring how this creator uses extreme real-world taboos to build their fictional action hero mythology.
All right, exactly. We're just reporting what's in the creator's prompt.
Okay.
So looking at the prompt for this specific poster, it's designed in a gritty 80s comic book style.
Okay.
And the narrative concept here is that Trouz is saving a character named Cindy from Warren Jeffs at a fictional bar called the Drippin' Snapper.
It's just such a wild escalation. Like, why go to the trouble of rendering these insane, hyper-serious concepts for a character who essentially just hangs out at a bar?
Well, because irony requires contrast.
Contrast, right?
You are taking high-budget Hollywood aesthetics, like an intense zombie survival scenario or a gritty revenge thriller or a dark comic book, and you are dropping a laid-back stoner protagonist right in the middle of it.
Yeah, he never really changes.
No, he doesn't. The art takes itself incredibly seriously. The lighting is perfect. The textures are photorealistic, which makes the character's utter lack of seriousness even funnier.
Yeah, totally.
The world looks like it's fighting for its life, and Trouz is literally just chilling in his aviators.
It's basically the visual equivalent of a deadpan joke.
Exactly.
But of course, visual deadpan only works if the actual dialogue matches it. And the creator actually scripts out the banter for these characters to bring the 8K art to life.
Yeah, and when you read the dialogue scripts, you see exactly how they use sound design and pacing to amplify the comedy. Like, take the ass water bar scene.
Oh, this scene perfectly captures the whole vibe.
Yeah.
So the scene is set with these cinematic, hyper-realistic visuals of Trouz working as a bartender.
Right.
A college kid walks up. And the script specifically notes he has this slow Alabama slur, and he just asks, "You got ass water?"
And Trouz just slowly repeats, "ass water." But the punchline isn't just the dialogue itself. The creator's notes specify that at the exact moment he says it, there needs to be an extremely loud, bass-boosted, cinematic sub-bass boom, like a really heavy, distorted impact sound.
Right. It's the kind of massive, room-shaking sound effect you'd hear in a Christopher Nolan movie when, like, a planet explodes or a huge spaceship crashes.
Oh, yeah, like Inception-level bass.
Exactly. And they use it to punctuate a joke about ass water.
Huh.
It's so juvenile, but it's executed with such pretentious high-end audio design that you honestly can't help but laugh.
It really shows a deep understanding of media grammar.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the creator knows exactly how modern trailers and movies are supposed to sound, and they're using those exact tools to deliver internet-level shitposting.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
You see a similar grounding in reality with the location scripts, too, like the PCB spring break scenes.
And PCB, for anyone not familiar with the Florida Panhandle, is Panama City Beach. It is practically the historical capital of chaotic spring breaks.
Exactly. So Trouz and Trixie the Hobbit are walking down the strip, checking out all these flashy motorcycles during Bike Week.
Right.
And Trixie looks at the crowd, laughs, and says, "Looks like it takes a lot of money to look poor."
Which is actually a surprisingly observant piece of sociological banter.
Ooh, really?
It grounds these absurd, fantastical characters in relatable, real-world conversational comedy. And you see that blend again in the scene where Trouz is at the bar trying to, as he puts it in the script, rizz up a lady.
Right, and for context, Riz is internet slang for charisma, usually in a romantic or flirting context.
Right. So he's talking to the camera saying he's low-key chillin' and risen.
Yeah.
He turns to a drunk lady at the bar who has just spilled her cocktail all over herself, and he asks, "So what's your type?" She puffs out her chest and proudly says, "I'm a boss bitch."
And Trouz just deadpans.
He goes, "I meant type 1 or type 2 diabetes, no cap."
Which is so funny. No cap meaning no lie or I'm serious. It is pure internet culture vocabulary blended seamlessly with classic vaudevillian dad joke misdirection.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Like, why are we spending time analyzing a 5-subscriber YouTube channel where an alien from a horror movie drinks martinis and talks about jawlines? What does this actually tell us about where media is heading?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the entire Checkbook Stripper project is fundamentally a paradigm shift in how we consume and create media.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at the creators' origin story frames, where they use AI to generate an image of a sleek, dark gray Audi RS5 as their hero vehicle, driving to a futuristic headquarters.
Right.
Or the cinematic PCB arrest scene at Club La Vela with the police cruisers and hyper-realistic strobing lights. The creator has access to incredibly powerful tools that, just 5 years ago, would have required a rendering farm and a massive team of VFX artists.
Yeah, millions of dollars.
Exactly. But they aren't using them to make highbrow, pretentious art for a gallery.
No, they're using them to construct an elaborate, positive, consequence-free space.
Yeah.
Like a digital sanctuary where an older dude and an alien can just vibe, tell dad jokes, and laugh together.
And that speaks to a really deep psychological need. I mean, real life is stressable.
It is.
Traditional blockbuster media is often heavy, grim, and filled with existential dread. This creator decided they just didn't want to watch that anymore. So they built their own universe where nothing bad really happens, where the rules are consistent, and where the lighting is always perfect.
It's world building for the pure joy of it.
Yeah.
We started this journey looking at a channel with hardly any subscribers, expecting absolute chaos.
Right.
And instead, we discovered a deeply intricate, overwhelmingly positive multiverse. A place where 7-Eleven runs the galaxy, where everyone drinks Nebula Sip, and where there's this surprisingly endearing, judgment-free friendship between a tattooed veteran and a drunk xenomorph.
It raises an important question about the democratization of storytelling, honestly. We are looking at a highly personalized mythological universe built entirely for one creator's own amusement. They aren't waiting for a studio to greenlight their idea. They are just manifesting it.
Exactly. Which leaves us with this provocative thought to chew on as we wrap up. If a single creator can use AI today to build a hyper-detailed, personalized universe, complete with its own cinematic movie posters, corporate lore, and inside jokes, just for fun, what happens to traditional pop culture when everyone has these tools?
It's a crazy thought.
Imagine a world where, instead of turning on the TV to watch a sitcom written by a room full of strangers, you just prompt your own custom high-fidelity blockbuster franchise into existence, starring your own imaginary best friends. If you had the keys to the Unreal Engine 5 kingdom, what kind of universe would you prompt into existence?